Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got one that was subscriber suggested here. They wanted me to look at, I think it's Folkestone. So I guess it is obviously a seaside town, not super far from London. So I'm guessing it's probably like, I would say a highly sought after area. But excited to check it out. Always like hearing your all's opinions. You generally do not steer me wrong. I will link this video in the description along with links to Patreon and how you can support the channel here on YouTube, as well as a link to my new sports channel, newer. So if you are somebody that enjoyed watching my rugby or cricket videos, all those videos are going up over there now, the new ones. But this one is Nomad Andre, from Nomad Andre. Nomad with an E. But let's do it.
Dear Folkestone, I swear you are like the alternate universe version of Brighton.
Alright, I'm already gonna apologize for it being AI. I didn't realize that it was till I just started it just now. But let's see where it goes.
Brighton had fewer hipsters and more smugglers hiding in the cliffs. If Brighton is that flamboyant cousin always performing in the family living room, then you, Folkestone, are the slightly quieter but somehow cooler relative who knows all the secret spots. Okay, first of all, Folkestone, I know you're not London.
Well,
okay.
welcome to Folkestone.
Here we go.
This city is around 1 hour from London.
It's not bad.
You're not Canterbury. You're not Dover. You're your own thing.
Ew.
And you're sitting right there on the English Channel with your white cliffs and your Harbour Arm. So why Folkestone? 2 reasons. Number 1, I needed to get out of London and see the sea, and I didn't want to deal with the Brighton crowd. Number 2, I heard you've...
Sometimes you just need to get away, don't you? So what's wrong with the Brighton crowd? What is the Brighton crowd?
turned from a faded ferry port into some kind of artsy seaside revival project with street food stalls, vintage arcades, and random sculptures popping up in alleyways. That sounded exactly weird enough for me. So here I am, Folkestone. Now to be clear, Folkestone, you've had a bit of a reputation problem. For decades, you were that place you passed through to get the Eurotunnel to France. Like a glorified pit stop where people just wanted to get to Calais. But now you're like, surprise, I've got a creative quarter, a Harbour Arm, an outdoor lift that barely works, and even a giant Anthony Gormley statue half drowning in the tide. Respect. This is my Folkestone experience. Let's go. So I took the train from London St. Pancras. It's only like 55 minutes on the high speed, which feels suspiciously fast for England, considering trains here usually take forever. Anyway, I got out at Folkestone Central, which is basically a station that looks like it gave up trying sometime around 1987. Then, I walked downhill towards the sea. That's when you realize Folkestone has layers. Like literal layers. Upper Folkestone with its Victorian houses and leafy...
I love street art like that. There's you can find it a lot, actually, in a lot of places here. Even like there's like a random small town. There's absolutely nothing there in North Carolina going towards like from this way back towards Charlotte area, and there's this, it's the birthplace of this, like, I think it was a jazz legend, and there's just a huge mural on him in this tiny downtown, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love street art like that.
These squares. Middle Folkestone, where the creative quarter winds down the hill with rainbow-painted shopfronts. And Lower Folkestone, the Harbour Arm and beach. 3 towns stacked on each other like badly balanced pancakes. Dear Folkestone, you smell like fish and chips and seaweed, with a faint undertone of hipster coffee beans. Not bad. Not bad at all. Your creative quarter is basically steep cobbled lanes full of independent shops that look like they were decorated by someone who once had an Etsy account and never recovered. But I like it.
The more independent murals, shops, the better.
There's art installations. There's even a bookshop where I swear the guy working there hasn't left since 1999. It's charming. Now, Folkestone, I
love bookstores. I don't know about you all. Every time I go in one, I'm like, I I don't want to leave. I just want to sit down and look at some same way as like the library and stuff. I'll spend forever in there.
Have this harbor arm that you've turned into like a food court, but make it artsy. Old railway arches now sell bayo buns, fish tacos, Nepalese momos, and craft beer. You can walk along the pier with your food and watch the ferries that no longer leave because, well, your ferry business died years ago. But honestly, it works. There's even a champagne bar inside an old lighthouse at the end. A lighthouse. That's peak bougie by the sea energy.
I
And
don't
yet,
know if this is
you
AI
still
or
feel
not,
authentic.
honestly.
The harbor still smells like salt water and diesel.
Yeah,
Fishermen
the
still
voice.
haul in their nets. The tide still exposes mudflats and seaweed. You haven't gone full theme park. You've reinvented yourself without losing your grit. Walking further along, there's the Leas. A wide Victorian promenade with lawns and bandstands. On a clear day, you can see France, and the
I like
channel
that.
shimmers like it's trying to show off. The promenade makes you feel like you should be carrying a parasol and gossiping about empire. But today, it's dog walkers, joggers, and couples with ice creams. And then there's your outdoor lift, the Leas Lift. A little cliff railway that looks like it shouldn't work, but somehow it does. Wood panels, cables, creeks, and views over the channel. It's not fast, it's not sleek, but it's delightful. Of course, Folkestone, you couldn't resist being a little weird. So you threw in art everywhere, a statue half submerged by the tide, staring forever
house.
out at sea. A house perched at an angle like it's falling off a cliff. Sculptures hidden in alleys. Your triennial art festival basically turned the whole town into an open-air gallery. And even when the festival's over, half the pieces stay behind like ghosts of creativity. Food-wise, you punch way above your weight. Harbour Arm street food is a feast. Ramen,
Ooh.
burgers, fresh fish, and beer brewed 10 minutes away.
Yum.
Then there's Rock Salt, your sleek glass and steel temple to seafood, where the view is as good as the food. And just when I thought I'd had enough, I stumbled into a bakery selling cinnamon buns the size of my head. You're dangerous, Folkestone, in the best way. And history? Oh, you've got plenty of that.
Wait a second. I don't want to go back too far. I have never in my life seen a KFC that looked like this. This is wild. That's crazy.
And history? Oh, you've got plenty of that too. The harbor tunnels once carried millions of soldiers to the front during World War I. Imagine the weight of that. This was the last bit of England they saw before the mud of the trenches. Walking those tunnels today is sobering. The cliffs whisper smugglers' tales. The old churches and villas speak of Roman and Norman times. You're not just seaside kitsch. You're layered with centuries. You've been through a lot, Folkestone. You boomed, you busted, you almost disappeared, and then you came back swinging. You're a survivor. Every time I thought I'd figured you out, you surprised me. A gin bar hidden in a fisherman's hut. A mural tucked behind a church. A staircase that led to a secret beach. You keep your secrets well, and you don't try to copy anyone. You're not Brighton. You're not Dover. You're Folkestone. A little scruffy, a little arty, but absolutely yourself.
See you then.
So I think he's the one putting it out, obviously. I think probably he does use an AI voice, probably just because it sounds like he has a bit of an accent. I'm not sure where he's from. I didn't hear enough of him. So probably just for English speaking people to understand it better, I would guess. But he obviously shot it also. It wasn't like AI pictures and AI video, so I can get on board with that. I see why he did it. But it sounds interesting. I don't know that you needed to put Brighton down. I don't think it's an either or because I thought Brighton was gorgeous and really, really cool. A lot of you guys were even saying like it's probably the UK version of San Francisco, which I think is really cool. I do love kind of the eclectic places and the artsy stuff. I always like that. We're big on art. My mom spends about every day painting. My son's an excellent drawer. I went to art school very, very briefly myself. So I appreciate all of that. I like the, that it was talking about the individually owned stores. So it's, even though we did see a couple, corporate, you're going to have that. Um, but yeah, anything independently owned, yes, yes, please support it. Um, but that was really good. It looks like a really beautiful place, beautiful beach. It's interesting to see somebody, I guess, because it was so windy. They had the little tent set up there in the rocks of the shore, which is really neat. Um, yeah, I like that a lot. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful place. And like he said, kind of said that had been through some stuff. It had been a big booming place, and then it kind of busted, which is just the story of a lot of places, isn't it? But it seems like it keeps reinventing itself and staying relevant, which is hard to do in itself. And so you can always appreciate that. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments who of you guys have been there, if you prefer it to Brighton, if we're going to compare the two. And yeah, tell me a little bit about like an experience that you had there, something you feel like should have been in the video, some sort of attraction or special thing that they have going on, that you got to experience or you've heard about. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. And yeah, thanks for watching with me, guys. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day.